墨西哥新来邀请墨西哥新莱昂州的政府代表与墨西哥投资的资深投资人们分享他们的经验和见解，希望通过本次论坛为企业出海提供新的启迪和思考，助力企业出海新征程。那下面呢，由我为大家介绍本次活动的各位领导和嘉宾，他们是新莱昂州的经济部长Ivonne Rivas，新莱昂州经济副部长 Emmanuel incMTY CEO Thomas F50风投基金管理合伙人 David 曹incMTY President Rogelio de Santos BAI 资本合伙人赵鹏兰 William 天使投资人杨少峰，欢迎各位来宾。下面请允许我用英文再做一遍开场。Buenas tardes, amigos. Welcome to the Investment Forum in Monterrey, Mexico. I am Anna, the host from cyzone. Chinese enterprises have a strong development in Mexico, with continuous growth in trade cooperation and a clear trend in investment, factory constructions, and in industrial chain transfer. Both e-commerce platforms and offline retail markets have shown positive performance. Mexico, as a country with unique geographical location, political stability, and economic growth potential, provides numerous investment opportunities for global investors, such as such as manufacturing, finance, and e-commerce industries. Mexico has abundant natural resources such as oil, natural gas, and coal mines, with a population of approximately 131 million, accounting for 59% of the working age population. The country's industrial system is relatively complete. The petrochemical, power, mining, and manufacturing industries are relatively developed. Monterrey is the capital of the state of Nuevo León in the northeastern Mexico, and it's the third largest city in Mexico and the second largest industry base in the country. Monterrey is close to the US border and closely connected to the United States through Highway 85, which is an important channel for US-Mexico trade. According to the US-Mexico-Canada agreement, car parts produced in Mexico enjoy the advantage of zero or approximately low tariffs to enter the US market, making Monterrey an ideal choice for car manufacturers and suppliers. Based on this, cyzone collaborated with incMTY and F50 to hold the Based in Mexico and Going Overseas to the North American Market Monterrey Investment Forum in Mexico, inviting government representatives from the state of Nuevo León in Mexico and senior investors from Mexico to share their experience and insights. Through this forum, we can provide new inspiration and thinking for enterprises to go global and help them to start a new journey for going global. Now, I would like to introduce the guests attending today's event. They participate our forum online. Ivonne Rivas, Secretary of Economy of Government of New Orleans and incMTY board member. Emmanuel, Deputy Secretary of Economic Development of New Orleans. Rogelio de Santos, incMTY President. David Cao, Managing Partner of F50. BAI Capital Partner Zhao Penglan William. angel investor Shaofeng, Ivonne Padilla, a global business and market leader of incMTY. Now, let's welcome Ivonne to give a detailed introduction. Hello, Ivonne.
Hi, Annie. Good morning, China, and good morning, Mexico. Thanks to the audience that are watching us in several communication channels. And yes, welcome to the Nuevo León, Mexico, China Investment Forum. Yes, I am Ivonne Padilla, Global Business and Markets of Monterrey, the most important platform of innovation, investment, and entrepreneurship in Latin America, aimed to propel Monterrey into a tech and sustainability hub connecting Mexico, Latin America, and the world. So I'm thrilled to be part of this effort and collaborative online event brought to you by F50 in Monterrey with the support of the government of the state of Nuevo León, Mexico, and cyzone. Our aim today is to provide you with a comprehensive insight into the investment landscape of Nuevo León, Mexico, the most attractive business destination in Mexico, and the key place where in Monterrey Festival and the Future Now, our innovation and talent fair takes place. So yes, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to Rogelio de los Santos, President of Monterrey, and Ivonne Rivas, Secretary of Economía of the Government of Nuevo León, and board member of Monterrey, and all our distinguished speakers, keynote speakers, for this participation in this great event. All of them are key persons on the development of the north region of Mexico and also China. And we are pretty sure that their insights today will be exceptional. And all the audience today will be delighted of their experience and knowledge. Now, I'm gonna pass the microphone to a distinguished person who have made possible not only the organization of this great event, but also a strategic connector between Mexico and China, all of the communities and opportunities, and a great friend of incMTY. Please welcome David Zhao, Managing Partner of F50 Ventures, to give you a warm welcome. Thank you, David, for being here today.
Hi, Ivonne. Thank you so much. Hi, Ivonne and Rogelio, welcome. It's a great honor to have all of you speak at this event. So I'm going to switch to Chinese to welcome our audience in China. 各位观众，这个大家好。首先呢，这个非常感谢创业邦incMTY 来合作做此次墨西哥投资论坛。我们希望能够通过此次会议，不仅分享一些知识和经验，同时能够搭起更多交流和合作的桥梁。那么我呢，去年去拜访了一下蒙特雷，非常的惊艳。那么2023年呢，蒙特雷的中资投资是外资投资的第1名。这个城市不仅是墨西哥最发达城市，而且是整个拉丁美洲最繁荣、最富裕的这个城市。刚才这个安娜也介绍过，就是说蒙特雷不仅拥有墨西哥本地1亿5千万人口一个超级的大市场，同时呢也是美墨边界最大的这个城市而且是一个至关重要的物流的枢纽，对于这个北美的产品进入有个非常关键的中转和集散的这个作用。那么我自己呢在Austin 这个居住啊，我离蒙特雷非常近，坐飞机50多分钟，开车呢大约6个多小时，所以说呢有机会也在这个 Austin 结交了很多来自墨西哥和蒙特雷的这个朋友。我们希望呢做这次活动呢能够帮助更多的这个中国企业能够进入在墨西哥发展。那么再次next I want to really thank you for a distinguished guest to join this event. I hope today's event could be a great start for future and more collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Well, now to begin the presentations today, I introduce you to all the audience to Rogelio de los Santos, a true pioneer in founding incMTY and a key player in several successful ventures. Rogelio will delve into the remarkable success story of connecting the north of Mexico and achieving significant milestones in investments, unicorn creation, and the development of new businesses. Rogelio, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, Ivonne, and thank you to all the cyzone, to the government of the state of Nuevo León, to F50, and most importantly, to all of you interested in learning more about this strategic connection between China and Mexico. Let me quickly invite you to go through this brief presentation and learn more about what we have been doing these past years. So the region of Latin America is it's an important region that is basically where Mexico plays a pivotal role because it connects North America with South America. It's a country that basically has access or gives you access to a GDP of $6 trillion with more than or close to 660 million people, where we have experienced a dramatic change in our ecosystems due to the penetration of internet at homes and businesses, as well as smartphone adoption. And this is a very young population, where, just to give you an example, Mexico's 50% of its population is under 27.2 years of age. That is an opportunity where the middle class is expanding, technology is penetrating fast, and new opportunities for growth are being created. Just as an example of the appetite for investment that the region has attracted, when I started investing here in the region close to 15 years ago, venture capital investments were practically small or insignificant. During those first years, most of the infrastructure that was created basically served as a foundation for building trust and connecting relevant actors. Starting 2017, 2018, those investments started to pick up. And as you have also experienced in China and in other parts of the world, 2021 was a peak height of this industry, where $16 billion were deployed in close to 1,000 deals that proved that there is adoption and a great ecosystem to attract entrepreneurs and technology and innovation that is well accepted by both end consumers as well as businesses in our countries. And we see this as a critical path, because we know that to be able to increase our growth rates of our economies, it should not be only based on demographic growth. It has to be based also on productivity. And productivity is aligned with the adoption of technology and innovation in our processes. But to get there, we need to attract more capital into the region. As you can see here, the penetration of venture capital as a percentage of the GDP is still below even China, and much less than USA, India, or countries like Israel. So what we see is an industry that is in the process of consolidating its initial stages of growth. And this is an industry where more and more businesses are creating their corporate venture capital groups, are creating their own ventures or funds that are investing in technologies and innovation that are core to their businesses, but also adjacent to their core businesses, and in a way that creates opportunities for co-investment or opportunities for exits for all of you entrepreneurs here hearing us today. So this is kind of the framework. 11 years ago, 12 years ago, we decided to launch a festival called incMTY. Inc stands for Innovate, Network, and Create. We've had 11 editions. We have had close to 100,000 attendees during the festivals. Through the festival, the summits, the family forums, convening all of the relevant ecosystem players. And this platform has basically attracted the interest of the corporations, because corporations not only want to launch new products and new initiatives, new innovations into the market, they want to have access to talent, and they want to also be able to influence the value chains of the industries in which they participate. Every year, we announce millions and millions of dollars of investment into the country and into initiatives that are basically focused at propelling innovation within the region, but also to export many of these innovations outside. And we have seen many companies that have received our support go from an idea or a concept all the way through passing through the different stages of financing to become unicorns that today are redefining the rules of engagement and the rules of capturing value in many different industries. Most relevant, most of these unicorns and most of the investment in these past 10, 12 years have been derived or channeled to sectors like the fintech sector or to the e-commerce sector that have captured more or less half of the investment that has been allocated into the region, but where 75 to 80% of the value has been created. And we see that this is just the start, because now we are experiencing that what fintech and e-commerce started in these past 10, 12 years, today we're seeing a lot more investment coming into the other sectors in the health, education, and even manufacturing as the platforms that will make Mexico a relevant global player because of, as you said it before, because of its strategic location. Now, in the process of doing this, we have basically convened a community of more than 120,000 early adopters, disruptors, many of them entrepreneurs that are working, launching companies, but also C-level executives from many, many companies in different angles that want to connect and that want to learn more of how to become part and help their companies become the innovation-driven enterprises that they aspire to be. With these corporates, we launched 6-7 years ago an initiative to promote open innovation with the collaboration and participation of many groups throughout close to 1,000 universities, public and private. But to be able to do that with Heineken, Daikin, Facebook, Airbnb, Microsoft, Alibaba, and Santander as an example, we needed to have a structure of this platform that we call incMTY. So each of these elements, starting with open innovation, the festival where we celebrate innovation and entrepreneurship and investment, our tech expo called Future Now, and the platform of accessing talent, all of these combined have helped us really accelerate the soft landing of companies or the transformation of companies or the launch of new companies into the digital economy that we are experiencing today. Just as an example, and very quickly, Open Innovation, we have worked with the World Bank in creating social impact initiatives during the pandemic to try to help vulnerable communities that needed resources and ideas to help them thrive after a zero contact economy was implemented with COVID. No? Another example has been Heineken, where through the Heineken Green Challenge, we have been able to help Heineken identify talented individuals, ideas, and technologies out there from around the world that could impact the value chain in which they participate, from covering aspects of reducing the carbon footprint all the way to making it a more sustainable company by reducing the energy consumption or supporting the agricultural sustainable impact that they can create. And more recently, another example is the world leader in air conditioning and Daikin, in which they are also collaborating with the extended ecosystem to try to bring solutions that can transform their industry, in which they think that this is an industry that not only consumes a lot of energy, air conditioning, but also has the power to be disrupted substantially. So that basically is what we have. These are 3 examples of what we have been doing with corporations to help them connect with talent and ideas out there. During these days, during the festival in November, obviously we have great content and conferences where we have keynote speakers like Richard Branson or Gary V, or Elon Musk's Musk mother. But we have many other experiences, like opportunities for pitching companies, pitching ideas, technologies, having networking experiences that allow you to connect and become much more productive by reaching out to other organizations. But this gets you all the way to identifying investments. The Future Now Talent and Tech Fair is something new that we have just tried last year, and we're promoting to get it to a new level, where we don't want this to be like a talent fair. We want this to be more a platform so that the best talent out there can connect with the best companies and the best innovations that are being launched into the market. With this, we all convene everything into more than an event. Is just a space where we have different actors working on the health tech industry, retail and tech and e-commerce industry, the climate tech and sustainability industry, Industry 5.0, software 5G, the fintech industry, and mobility tech. These are the 6 sectors where we have been working. And as a platform, every year we have hosted events from around the world that take advantage of incMTY as their way to access the market. But it's important to learn that every year we announce a partnership with a country. This year we're going to have as a partner country the United States, and specifically the state of Texas, where although we are neighbors, we want to basically convene the relevant actors and help not only build a bigger and stronger community, but also together in Nuevo León and Texas, we can showcase to the world what this region is becoming for North America, and a powerhouse for the rest of the world to follow. And with that, it's our great honor to invite you all to come to consider attending our event, the executive event that we will have for top-level, C-level executives during November 13th and 14th of this year in 2024 in Monterrey, Nuevo León, where you can become part of this bigger platform and become part of this community. And at some point in time later in March of next year, March 18th to the 20th, we will host our Future Now Expo and the Talent Fair and the festival, because we're expecting to have around 40,000 people attending some of these activities during the month of March of next year. So again, this is a place where you have to be, where the future is being created, and where your plans of conquering new markets or positioning yourself for the conditions of this world and the opportunities that this world is presenting. This is where we want, and we would like to invite and host you here. Thank you again for the invitation, Ivonne, and to all of our partners.
Thank you, Rogelio, for your expertise and dedication in delivering such an engaging conference. Now, Rogelio, we are ready for a Q&A session. We received several questions, not only here in the Zoom, but in all the only other channels outside the Zoom in YouTube and several channels in Chinese platforms. We received several questions for the audience. So I have a couple of questions for you. So here's the first one. Okay. In your opinion, what are the reasons why Mexico's financial market is attractive to investors, and what are the advantages of Mexico's financial market compared to Brazil and the Southeast of Asia?
Thank you for the question, Ivonne. So, Brazil and Mexico are the two biggest economies of Latin America. And although Brazil is bigger in the economy of Brazil and the size of Brazil and the amount of people that live in Brazil, Mexico basically leads the ex-Brazil, considering all of the other countries in Latin America where normally people will see that it's much more similar to be operating in Mexico all the way down to Colombia, Peru, Chile, and Argentina. That is very different from the country of Brazil. Now, the financial markets in this in the country of Mexico are very sophisticated markets. It's one of the most open currencies in the world that trade 24/7. And as you have seen, or if you have not seen, this is one of the most appreciated currencies in the world. This might have some impact for exporters in Mexico that are less competitive, but this has created an opportunity for others to come in, or for Mexicans to go out. The financial markets here, in how we see them, is that need a lot more support. I would say that the entire Latin American region is undercapitalized. If you have the right capital structures, you are able to compete fast and even with incumbents that might be in the market for many, many years. So having access to the right financing structures will give you a competitive edge to come into industries where it might be dominated by oligopolies, but that where there is room to grow. Because I can attest to this. There is a great opportunity to expand markets and reach segments of the population or segments of the market that have been disregarded or that have not been adequately served by the solutions that are out there. Today, Mexico transacts more than $1 million per second with the US, per minute with the US. And that is a tremendous amount of trade that is happening. It is the best way to do cross-border businesses with one of the biggest economies in the world. And being close to the US as a market provides you a competitive edge on time to market and resiliency. So that coupled with a strong balance sheet and a strong financial sector can give you a path for profitable growth.
Perfect. Thank you, Rogelio. I think that we have time for another question for you. So it says, what is your perspective on Mexico's reputation as a manufacturing hub, as well as its position in terms of e-commerce and logistics?
So Mexico has experienced different waves of industrial evolution. And seeing Mexico as a manufacturing hub is not new. There have been other incentives in place in time, in the 80s, 90s, where the concept of the maquiladora was conceived, where there were some benefits of operating on the north of Mexico, close to the border, where there were these benefits excluded tariffs and excluded other things. But today, the USMCA, US-Mexico-Canada trade agreement, gives you a great opportunity to be able to, as I said, to access the market if you comply with the requirements of what the USMCA establishes. And what we see is that today, just to give you some examples, the industrial land availability in all of Mexico is less than 1% of the current infrastructure in place. So there are hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that are being channeled to basically support the growth of this new wave of industrialization that is called a nearshoring, where not only US companies are trying to relocate to Mexico because they do not have access to talent that can work on the manufacturing lines, but also many companies, like companies from China, from Southeast Asia, from Europe, are looking to establish their operations in Mexico because they have access to the market, they have access to talent, they have a proven track record of the high quality of the manufacturing that is being generated in this region. And with this, what I can say is that there is a huge opportunity for all of you that are innovating, that have a technology in your products that you have to manufacture and get access to market, to come down and establish yourselves in this area and be part of a transition and an accelerated industrialization process that in China you have seen in some of the regions where the right mix of capital and incentives help you take advantage of that process.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Rogelio, for being here today. We're delighted with your presentation and your answers. Thank you so much, Rogelio. Have a great night.
Thank you, and thank you everyone that has an interest. We reiterate the invitation to be part of incMTY.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now to move on in our agenda today, it's time to present Ivonne Rivas, Secretary of Economy of the Government of Nuevo León and board member of incMTY. Ivonne Rivas is an economist from Tecnológico Monterrey with a master's degree in public policy from the University of Chicago. In the federal public sector, he has worked in the Ministry of Finance and Public Credit, the Ministry of Social Development, and the Ministry of Economy. In the later, he was in the charge of programs to support micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. Secretary Ivonne today will highlight on Nuevo León, Mexico, economic achievements, its talent workforce, and the transformation efforts that have made the state as the most competitive region in the Americas. Welcome, Secretary Ivonne Rivas. How are you today?
Hi, Yvonne. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone in China. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the organizers. And well, Rogelio talked about Mexico and the advantages of Mexico. Allow me, and he talked about the great event that we hold in Nuevo León. Now, allow me to say why Nuevo León, why we're convinced that not only Mexico is the best place to invest, but why Nuevo León, our state, is the best place to invest and do business in Mexico. Here is a little bit of an economic overview to see how we are doing right now and what's this important manufacturing and industrial state, how is it growing and how is it changing also to become a state that sees to the future. Let me talk a little bit about different macroeconomic indicators. First of all, the foreign direct investment, we have every week 2 or 3 companies from around the world investing or expanding in Nuevo León. We are living an economic boom that we have never seen before, and that's reflected in the foreign direct investment. In the past, in what we had been in the administration, in the state administration, that it's about 3 years, 2.5 years, we had more than 249 confirmed projects that represent $50 billion in announcement of these projects, creating more than 255,000 jobs. And it's very important that we have new investments, new expansions, and so forth. Something important happening in the world is the nearshoring, and it's happening to North America, and it's happening to other places in the world. What's produced in North America, what's consumed in North America is produced in North America. The same is happening with Asia. The same is happening to Europe. It's important to be close to your client. And of the nearshoring that's happening to Mexico, 76% is happening in Nuevo León. The exports also, Rogelio talked about them. We are a manufacturing industry, but it's important that we are also growing in our exports. Nuevo León is becoming a very important export hub of the country, and we keep on growing because of the companies that we have here, because of the new companies that are coming. So this economic boom can be seen in this export, in this foreign direct investment, in that job creation. Something important, and it's part of the mission of the Ministry of Economy, is creating more and better jobs. So we are in this tendency to go up to create more than 1,888,000 jobs. And in the last in the last 2 months, we can say we have created 36,000 jobs. And we can see the different states in Mexico and how Nuevo León is #1 in the country in the on the creation of formal jobs. And something important is, why are we this leader in state nearshoring? And it has to do with our main strengths. It has to do with a strategic location. We are really close to the United States. Rogelio talked about that. We have a lot of infrastructure, so we can receive the different companies in a very easy manner to have a soft landing. We have the best human capital in Latin America, and we have the best security in the country. I would go a little bit in depth in one of these points, but it's important that Nuevo León is not a new state. The ecosystem, the entrepreneurial ecosystem has gone for more than 100 years, creating great companies, transnational companies, creating great universities. And that's that entrepreneurial hub that all of these companies have created this environment for making business in Nuevo León. And that's what companies from abroad are seeing. They are seeing how business is done in Nuevo León, how we have the characteristics to invest, and that's why they come and are interested in Nuevo León, and that's why they're investing that much. We have diversified our foreign direct investment. As I said, we were only manufacturing and industry, and now we are seeking to the future. We have a really young governor that is looking to see to some of the different sectors of the future: information technology, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, electromobility. So we are going outside to the world. We're traveling around the world to go and see the different type of economies, technologies, electromobility, innovation. So we are traveling and have to go abroad to attract all of them. One of that it's really working has to do with electromobility. Nuevo León has become an electromobility hub, and it represents more or less 47% of the investment in auto industry has been 47% of electromobility. So that's making an important electromobility hub, and other things that I will tell in a while. But foreign direct investment, the projects are 30 of the 53 foreign direct investment have to do with electromobility. They represent more than $40 billion and more than 28 direct jobs that are coming to Nuevo León that have to do with electromobility hub. According to some questionnaire, Nuevo León is the first place in material suppliers premium for electric vehicles in the country. And that's also why we have, and it's important to invite you also to another event which is important in Nuevo León, which is the International Mobility of the Future Summit. We hold it in Nuevo León the 26th and 27th of June. In here, we're going to show all that's happening of electromobility in Nuevo León. And also we're bringing the experts from the whole around the world to see what we need to copy in the future. So Nuevo León is becoming this Latin American electromobility hub, and that's why we have this kind of events. Something really important that makes this electromobility hub has made the arrival of Tesla. Tesla announced that they're going to make their largest gigafactory of the world in Nuevo León. So that's beginning. Not only Tesla becomes, but also their suppliers are arriving with them, different suppliers of brakes, of computer, of different parts, seats, and all of the different parts of the auto industry are coming to Nuevo León with Tesla. And it's not only cars. We also have Navistar, which makes trucks, electric trucks. Kia would be in the future also making electric cars in Nuevo León. And BYD together with Marco Polo are making electric buses. So it's about cars, it's about trucks, it's about buses, and all of the ecosystem that had to do with making these OEMs, all of these value chain tier 1, tier 2s that are setting their offices in Nuevo León, their plants in Nuevo León. The other thing I was talking about have to do with information and technology. Nuevo León is also becoming an information and technology hub. We are receiving more, as you can see in the right side, in the growth and number of projects. We are growing the project that we're receiving, more than 19 new investment projects, more than 13,000 jobs. We have 7 of the 10 most valuable IT companies in the world: the Accenture, the Tata Consulting Services, the Infosys, the IBM, the HCL, Wipro. All of them have offices in Nuevo León, and they are expanding their offices because of the great engineers we have. So we're becoming an electromobility hub, an IT hub, and we're developing into a new environment, not only of manufacturing and industry, which is our DNA, which is our backbone, which is really important, but we're evolving to other sectors like electromobility, like IT. So when we go out to the world and we go to present Nuevo León. How do we promote Nuevo León? And I would say that the companies choose Nuevo León, like I said, because of the 4 reasons we talked before: close to a U.S. border, highly skilled workforce, infrastructure, and security. How close we are to the United States. We have a border to the United States. We are strategically located just south of the United States. We have a border of about 9 miles or 14 kilometers that makes our exports and imports really easy to have this international commerce happen. We are connected with almost all of the United States with direct flights, and recently also with international flights to Korea, to Madrid, to Bogota, to Panama, etc. We have connectivity with most of the international ports, which are very important for all of what's bringing from the west, Manzanillo and Lázaro Cárdenas, everything that's coming from Asia to the country, and also from Europe, Altamira and Veracruz. And what they said is how important is our connection to this 35, to this road, to this orange road that you can go, that goes all through United States and goes until Canada. That's their backbone, or logistic backbone, and we're connected to them directly to make exports to all of the United States to be really easy. Our human capital, one of our main, and I would say that one of the main assets we have in Nuevo León is our great human capital. We have the best human capital in Latin America. We graduate plenty of technicians, of engineers, more or less 21,000 technicians a year. Every 3 years, we graduate more than 50,000 engineers. We have more than 300 colleges and universities. So the most important universities are in Nuevo León. We have the Tec de Monterrey, which is known worldwide. We also have our great public university, Universidad Autónoma de Nuevo León, UANL, and UDEM, 2 top universities also. So those universities were created by these great companies that know that these great Monterrey companies that knew they had to have better human capital. So that's why they created these universities and have been growing and have becoming the most important universities in Latin America. We have plenty of human capital. Something that we're working on is in the gap that there are from what now the companies are needing and what the universities are graduating. We're closing this gap, working with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Labor. It's difficult to change curricula, but what we're doing is that we're creating specialization programs and reskilling to close this gap. So we have enough and highly trained capital, and human capital, and we can definitely have the skills that all of the companies that will come to Nuevo León need. Infrastructure, we have more than 250 industrial parks ready to receive all of these companies with all of the facilities, gas, electricity, water, to make it a real soft landing and to make it really easy to come to the state of Nuevo León. We have also a research and development park. This is a state park in which we can invite companies to have the research and development park, the research and development facilities in a state park, which we can give land for free for the research and development parks. We have more than 38 research centers, international research centers, with important companies that have their R&D facilities in this port. And something important, I was talking about the border between United States and Nuevo León, and it has to do with our port of entry, Colombia, which is connected to Laredo, Texas. So it's an important port. We are authorized to crossing of hazardous materials. We are connected with the Interstate Highway I-35, which I was saying is the second highest crossing border in Mexico, more than 3,000 daily crossings. And this is something important, and let me talk to you about a little bit of the difference that we have with other ports of entry to Mexico. We export mostly through trucks to the United States. Another new port or near port from Nuevo León is Laredo, Texas port, which is the biggest port of trucks on the world. But that takes more than 5 hours to make the clearance process. And in the Port of Colombia, we can make a dual inspection that estimates only 20 minutes to take. So we have companies like Navistar, John Deere, Mattel, Tesla, Carrier, HEV, Lego, BMW, that they have a special permission that they can have this dual inspection, and they can make it really fast to have all their exports and imports happening. Less than 20 minutes to go in and out of the United States. That's what also is attracting the eyes of the investment in Nuevo León. These roads are roads that we're making. The important ones are the red one and the green one, in which we have direct roads to our Port of Colombia, and which is making really easy also to come to bring everything we need from the center of Mexico to export through Nuevo León and go directly to Colombia to our bridge. And something important, and maybe it's an important position for investors, is that we have a really big, Mexico is a really big country, and sometimes security is an issue because of what you have heard in the past or what you have heard outside, but we have also something very important. Nuevo León is a state classified by the U.S. Embassy, a state that in which you can visit and in which you can make investment. So we are classified as a safe state, and that you won't have problems in the investment and all of these, your products, having them produced and exporting and importing in our state. Something important is some success cases we have. This is important to tell you. These are our main sectors, the 14 main clusters that we have, in which the state government gets together with the private sector and the universities to make all of these sectors work better and make the small and medium enterprises work together with the big enterprises. I would say that the most important part we have is the auto industry, the IT software, home appliances, aerospace, interactive media, health, tooling, logistics, energy, agroindustry, tourism, housing, nanotechnology, and biotechnology. There are main sectors in the Nuevo León economy. We have more than 4,500 foreign companies in Nuevo León that have selected Nuevo León as their home. This is all of the auto industry. We have also of IT and software. We have home appliances. We have others that are a little bit of combination of food, of toys, and of different companies that are coming to Nuevo León. And important, we have some success stories, and we can talk about Tesla, we can talk about Navistar, we can talk Mondelez, which is a cookie producer, Lego, Mattel, Polaris, which creates vehicles, all-terrain vehicles, and Ternium, which is a very important steel company. All of this, what do they have in common is that they have their biggest footprint in the world in Nuevo León. They have trusted Nuevo León to have their biggest plant, and they have find everything they need, that they keep on growing. So that's the important part of these big companies trusting Nuevo León, finding everything they need, and that's why they are here in Nuevo León with the largest plant in the world. And that's a little bit about what I would like to share with you about why Nuevo León is the best place to invest and do business in Mexico. So with that, I would like to thank you and open to question and answers.
Yes. Thank you so much, Secretary Ivonne Rivas, for this engagement conference and information. It's very, very great. Now, yes, we are ready for the Q&A session. So we have a couple of questions. And thank you so much for the audience that is making questions not only here in the Zoom, but in the other platforms. So here's the first one for you, Secretary. What are the main factors motivating companies to consider relocating their operations from China to Monterrey?
Well, I would say that first, it would be the advantage that we have of being so close to the United States. And also there's this challenge between China and United States that's creating companies from China to have tariffs with their products entering to United States. And that's not happening in Nuevo León. If these companies come to Nuevo León, create their products here, have a regional content, they can export to the United States without a tariff. So that's an important reason of why companies from China, not only Chinese companies from other nationalities that were in China are also coming to Monterrey. Like I was saying, it's important to be close to your client. Our clients are in the United States. So being here, it's important to be close. Being here is not having tariffs. And like we were saying, we have the best capital, human capital in the world. We are really connected, and it's really easy to export and import to the United States.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Secretary Ivonne. I have another question from the audience. What government policies and supports in Nuevo León encourage nearshoring, and how do they create new opportunities for businesses in the region?
Well, it's very important that our government is a pro-business government. We have worked hand in hand with all of the private sector. Part of the Ministry of Economy is facilitating all of what's doing business for the companies are. So when companies come from abroad, what we do is help them with all of their permits of the 3 levels of government: municipal, state, and federal government. We are the unique open window, so we can help them with all of their permits. And also there's like for electromobility, which I was saying that it's our sector that we're right now pushing forward. We have incentives. We have a payroll tax in which we have exemptions for this payroll tax. It's the only state government tax, and we have payroll tax exemptions. And important, like I said, the most important is the government policies is to be an open government, a government that is pro-business, a government that solves the problems of the companies that come to Nuevo León and helps them to have this soft landing and help them to start running their business the fastest possible. Like I said, part of our job is to create more and better jobs. So our incentives are aligned. If you open and start producing the faster the possible, that's the same incentive that we have to create those new jobs.
Perfect, Secretary. We have one more. I think that is important, that this question here in our Zoom. It says, which types of enterprise are more suitable for developing Monterrey, and why? You mentioned the electromobility, but did you want to add another industry?
I think it's important, like we saw in the main sectors that we have. I would say that one really important is the auto industry. We have a really important auto industry, electromobility and internal combustion, both of them being really important. Information technology is really important, but we also have other manufacturing and industrial, like home appliances, like aerospace. So those sectors are the ones that are the main sectors that are coming to Nuevo León and are relocating. Have to do specifically with these sectors, with the auto industry, with the information technology, the aerospace. We also have a big health services are coming to Nuevo León. All of these materials needed for health are important that are created in Nuevo León. Not only all of these appliances, but also there's a lot of health tourism that is coming to Nuevo León to being cured. So also I would say that the health industry is important.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Secretary Ivonne Rivas, and thank to the audience for your questions and your participation and being here. So please go ahead and say goodbye to the audience.
Thank you very much, Ivonne. Thank you for everyone for helping us. David, Rogelio, it's a pleasure, and hope that we can meet soon, and that any questions that you have, please free to contact us to any platform, and we are open to everybody to come and get to know Nuevo León, and I'm sure that you will get convinced that it's the best place to invest in Mexico.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yes, well, to continue with our agenda today, I pass the microphone to Jenny from cyzone to present the next speakers participating in our wrap-up panel from today. I want to recommend to our Mexican attendees that the next panel will be in Chinese language, but we have the option right here in the Zoom. You can click on the interpretation option that you have right here in the Zoom. So one of our interpreters will translate it to English. So please feel free to click out the option. So Jenny, welcome. Please go ahead.
Hi, Ivonne.
Okay, just jump in.
Sorry, 我们这边是有一些问题。
We're having some problem right now.
So, we have a question from our audience.
Jenny, we are live.
When it comes to the proportion of employee required for a company to establish itself in a new location, such as the number of the local workers to be employed, does there exist any specific requirement? Are there legal regulations regarding minimum wage and wealth benefits? That's our question from a Chinese audience.
Thank you, Jenny. I think that it's the time up for the Q&A session. Thank you so much for the audience. We have many questions, but the time is really quick up. So I want you, please, Jenny, if you can introduce our next speakers of the panel. So David.
Okay. We look forward.
Okay, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you so much. I want to invite my panelists to join on board. Hi, Williams, great to have you. I'm going to switch in Chinese for this session. Okay, 好 ，William，感谢，来，杨少峰杨总。
大家好，我刚才为了不打扰，我把那个 speak 我那 video 和这个mute 了啊 ，OK。
I was on mute just now. All right. Good.
这个Ivonne部长还有我的老朋友 Rogelio，
So Ivonne, my friend Rogelio, Ivonne, they were doing some introduction, and I'm sure the audience will have some questions. As a panelist, I went to Monterrey.
我心中一直想着说，那么这边呢，这个制造业这么发达，有没有这个华人投资人在墨西哥投资？所以我们筹办这个活动的时候就有一个目标，就是我们能不能在这个墨西哥中国这个北美有几个对墨西哥有兴趣或者关注墨西哥，甚至投资过墨西哥的投资人一起来聊聊。刚才有朋友就介绍了这个William， 这个 William 在这个墨西哥很多投资。这个杨少峰杨总跟我一样在 Austin 这个生活，对墨西哥有深刻的这个了解啊。那么是这样的，就是说呢，我们今天的主题就是出海蒙特雷，这个也就是新莱昂州的蒙特雷。刚才Ivonne这个部长讲了很多关于蒙特雷的一个背景情况，蒙特雷这个经济确实是整个墨西哥发展最快的，也是治理的非常好的一个州。那么我们今天的主题就是用中文来聊一下，就是各位投资人怎么看这个墨西哥的这个特别蒙特雷的这个出海机会。那么我其实准备了几个问题，但是我想呢，就是先开场，先请我们的2位嘉宾，先自我介绍一下，同时总结一下你对这个投资墨西哥或者投资新莱昂州的一些想法和看法。我们先从 William 开始吧。
好，谢谢 David。我先介绍一下我们的这个基金的一个这个背景吧，就我们是叫 BAI Capital， 然后我们的前身是贝塔斯曼亚洲投资基金，然后是这个欧洲的一个这个传媒集团在中国和亚洲的一个这个风险投资基金。从08年进入到中国之后呢，我们已经投了250多家的这个创业企业啊，但那个主要还是在亚洲这边。 从2015年开始呢，我们内部有一个投资主题，叫做赋能这个中国的创业者去海外。我们的英文叫 China Base 或 China Root Global Company 就是我们看到中国的越来越多的这个企业家和创业者呢，因为具备了这个去海外做这个创新、做产品，然后运营商业的这么一个这个能力当然那个时候还比较早我们最早呢是在东南亚，然后在中东包括在非洲有一些这个布局同时也在拉美有一些这个投资。在2019年呢，我们发现从这个我们投资的一些这个表现来看的话呢，拉美是明显的要比这个其他的一些这个区域要更好的。在拉美里边呢，尤其以墨西哥为这个比较明显的一个这个优势和一个这个特点于是我们从2020年到21年开始呢，就把我们整个出海的投资的关注点呢侧重在了这个墨西哥。那于是我在过去的2到3年之间呢，其实频繁的往返于这个墨西哥跟国内然后所以确实也切身实际的感受到了整个墨西哥的这个经济的一个这个发展，以及经济发展将会带来的一些这个互联网或者是这个移动互联网的一个这个机会具体David 所说的这个包括蒙特雷包括整个西南亚州的一个这个发展机会和投资机会呢我觉得我可能分享3个点一个点是首先我们是一个 VC 机构所以我们呢可能很难投资于制造业本身但是由制造业所带来的一些这个我们说的这个新的中产的诞生，以及新中产所产生的一些新经济的机会和需求这个会是我们投资的重点。那第二块呢，是我们希望投资于跟中国有比较深度的这个合作跟绑定关系的一些行业比如说制造业这里面包括一会儿会谈到的像这个汽车对吧？墨西哥在2022年已经是中国汽车出口的目的地国的第1大国，23年呢是第2名然后我们也看到持续的这个数字是在上升的就是说中国的这个汽车工业其实很深度的是跟墨西哥有一个连接的关系，我们也希望在这个趋势上去做一些这个投资机会的探索跟赋能然后另外一点呢是中国的电商其实在当地我们看到一个很明显的特征是Shein、Temu、AliExpress 甚至包括 TikTok 马上就要开的在这个墨西哥的这个整个的电商生态里面掀起了一番这个我们说的鲶鱼效应墨西哥电商之前其实很长时间是比较平缓发展的在这些新进的中国跨境电商玩家进入之后呢，其实有一个跃迁无论是从它的这个下载量、它的这个渗透率和它的这个订单数来看都有一个巨大的这个增长那因此带来的一些电商的基础设施的一些这个投资是我们也会非常关注的，这里面也会跟北部地区相关那第3块呢，是我们看到墨西哥的这个经济呢，它是有大量的叫做informal economy 这些我们说叫县域或者是所谓的叫地摊经济这些呢他们是缺乏劳动力和这个生产力的提升的那这些恰恰是会被以中国当时为代表这种所谓的新经济的这些基础设施所解决的，比如说像电商，比如说像物流，比如说像移动支付当这些基础设施成熟之后，我们相信随着整个墨西哥制造业的崛起，经济的发展会诞生一大批的这种所谓的新经济的公司然后随着这些基础设施的完善，会诞生一大批的类似于中国当年互联网或移动互联网大爆发之后出现的一些新经济的模式这个也是我们希望去投资的这个重点所以总结一下，就是说我们是很看好整个墨西哥的这个由制造业崛起带来的整个经济增长的潜力的，以及在这个崛起之后会出现的一些这个新经济的机会我们会持续的关注，然后来做一些重点的投资和布局，好吧？谢谢 David。
好，谢谢 William。下一位我来请一下我们德州最著名的天使投资人，他自己有一个非常漂亮的这个农场。最近呢，在这个微信上发了这个视频上发了很多关于农场的生活。当然，这个杨少峰杨总呢也是一个非常活跃的天使投资人。我们来欢迎一下杨总，先做个自我介绍，来讲一下你对墨西哥投资的看法。
好，谢谢 David。我给我自己的这个标准定义说，这个投钱出力不拿工资的联合创始人。所以我投资是我一般投完之后，我会帮助企业家一块成长的，这是我这个风格。我的过程，我现在算的话和威廉姆比呢，我算投资个体户。我是2000年算第一批海归吧，回国然后做网络教育技术，后来做成网络教育的云平台，后来又开始投资教育行业，然后呢，16年之后又开始到美国发展，现在主要聚焦是用机器人做餐饮，我投的阿德里咖啡做机器人的，还有投了一个汉堡公司，也在中国还是有名的，在美国开始运营汉堡师。我的企业的信念就是说，不做蓝海，只血拼红海。这是我们中国人，我们比较会卷，所以把这卷这个品质要坚持下去，发扬光大。我们到中国卷不动了，出来卷，这就是我的一个基本投资理念。对于墨西哥呢，我是非常看好的，它有几个原因。当然 David 说他去蒙特利尔之后呢，我也特别有兴趣要去墨西哥。为什么呢？第一点是墨西哥和美国很近，而且有美墨加协议，它对美国大部分商品到美国是零关税或者是很低的关税，这是第一个原因，这直接能进入美国市场。只要全球还是美元主导，美国一定是全世界最好的消费市场，这是没有办法的事情。然后呢，下一个是墨西哥呢是一个人口大国，它有很多我们中国人特别熟悉的人口红利。然后第三个呢，墨西哥呢人其实很好用啊，再补充一句，我也用过。我现在在澳洲，我们的包括刚才David是农场啊，包括我们平时用墨西哥，我看就这边大部分是墨西哥过来的人，我用20-30个，我的普遍感觉是很好用的。职业素养还是蛮好的，我觉得是很不错的。这是我认为。再一个最重要原因，我说墨西哥是对中国很友好的一个国家。你不像印度也人口大国，但印度的钱当然我不了解，我没去过。第一个，好多人说挣完钱拿不走，但墨西哥就不会有这问题，因为他对中国一直很友好。而且我了解，我很多原来我研究生毕业之后在华为做过不到1年时间，我原来好同事在墨西哥，他们对墨西哥的感觉特别好，他对华人很友好。这几个特点就是说，我们认为，有着比较好的商业环境，又有比较友好的人文环境。又有比较又在一个非常大的市场边上待着，就这个条件，我觉得就足以说明了墨西哥的未来的发展潜力是很大的。刚才威廉姆讲墨西哥本土的这个这个需求呢，当然也是很大的一个需求，包括南美。但我认为还是目前来讲，可能就是过去把中美那种商品的这个继续。用墨西哥换个阵地继续往美国输入商品，可能是比较现实的，也是比较能够快速看见回报的一个主要的一个运作方式，可能更加的我认为比较现实一点吧。当然我还要具体我们可以单对某个事件而聊。我对这个事情帮助什么呢？我在 David 的那个农庄啊 ，David 的一个他那个农场大，我那个小，我在他那搞了一个活动，我认识一个我投资一个公司叫 Tolista。他现在主要是研究，因为他全都用的是美国本土的这些大学生和优秀的大学生，所以我觉得他包括帮助企业，包括你墨西哥开始之后呢，帮你去在电商运营啊，在TikTok 直播带货呀，都是一个很好的一个帮助。如果有需求，我们也可以跟 David 或者跟我联系，我叫 TikTok， 那叫那个 Tolista 正在介入这方面的生意，可以帮助大家，不光是墨西哥解决生产问题，这边解决销售问题，大概是这么一个基本思路。谢谢大家。
好的，这个感谢杨总啊。下一个问题啊，就是我们一直在讨论这个出海墨西哥，出海蒙特雷， 但是呢，墨西哥经济形势到底是什么样的呢？你知道这2年可能这个关于这个中文媒体上关于墨西哥的这个新闻也挺多的。投资呢讲究这个顺势而为，就要占大势那么很多的人讲那个墨西哥这个现在势非常好，这个势非常到底是什么？能不能请2位简单的这个分析一下？我们言简意赅。但是呢，我想讲一下这个，给大家设一个设一个 structure 吧，就是说我看墨西哥实际上是看3个市场。第一是墨西哥本地市场，我相信威廉投过好几个墨西哥本地市场。第2个是墨西哥的这个出口到美国这个能力或者是一个市场，第2个市场。第3个市场是其实很被忽略的，墨西哥是整个拉丁美洲的这个我们叫做旗杆那么它是西班牙语里面最大的国家那么这个事情，这3个市场加起来，我相信会让蒙特雷也作为这个整个拉丁美洲最富有的城市非常具有吸引力。但这是我的个人观点，我想听听2位怎么看墨西哥的观点。我再补充一点，我最近听到好几个朋友说完全不同的观点。有一个朋友说，哇，墨西哥将来的 GPT 要成为前8，要远远超过，甚至超过加拿大等等。另外的朋友说，哇，这个很难啊，这个墨西哥基础是太差了等等。我听到非常不同的这个观点，我想请2位谈谈你们的想法。要威廉先来。
我不敢说是这方面专家，我只能说从多次去到墨西哥当地的自己的一些这个体感吧。第一呢是首先墨西哥的这个经济是能够切身实际感觉到是在增长就是我们去看一些简单的指标，比如说包括它的 FDI 包括它的这个整个的经济的一个这个增长预期同时呢包括像它的这个墨西哥的 peso 对这个美元的一个这个升值的一个这个预期从这几个点我们去看到，就是说这里面的这个经济的态势是非常不错的这是第一。第2呢是我们看到就是说切身实际的一些感受吧比如说当地的这个经济的这些火热程度，对吧？无论是这个用工的成本地价、房租我知道蒙特雷的那边的这个工厂的这个租金是一直在上升而且你去看到这个比如说街头对吧，和酒店对吧，餐饮这些地方也是非常的这个火热而且不光是中国人日本人、韩国人欧洲人其实都在往那边走我觉得这是一个这个现实的这个叫做近距离的一个这个观察然后退回到他的这个就是 David 说的这个顺势而为，我觉得有2个大势一个叫做 nearshoring 对吧？就是他们叫近岸外包或者是友岸外包刚才那个杨总也提到，就是说美国是可能全球最好的消费市场这个不可否认那么很多的这个要做美国生意的这些，无论是工厂制造业、服务业其实慢慢的选择墨西哥作为落脚点之前呢可能东南亚对吧？但是我们会看到，就是说你越往这个价值链的这个上游攀升，东南亚的承接能力是不如墨西哥的特别是在墨西哥50年代之后，其实承接了大量的美国的重工业、重工业和制造业包括像汽车工业对吧？所以这也是为什么就是说大量的汽车工业正在往蒙特雷去来这个转移第2个大的趋势呢是刚才那个 David 总其实也提到了就是说以墨西哥去辐射其他的西语国家这是墨西哥是排头兵也就整个拉美其实整个经济都是在受益的，对吧？我们也提到就是说整个在电动化的这个不断的渗透的过程中其实你看拉美的这个锂电的这个矿是最丰富所以不光是墨西哥，整个的我们说的这个拉美，包括巴西其实也是在一个比较好的这个经济的增长态势上。那墨西哥是一个这个北美又兼顾拉美的一个这个承上启下的一个这种地域优势和落脚点所以墨西哥为源头去来辐射拉美的整个的这个经济增长，也有很大的这个潜力所以我觉得承上启下，对吧？就是往北可以承接北美往下可以辐射拉美，我觉得这是它处在整个这个大势的一个特色吧。对，好，谢谢。
好的，这个杨总。
刚才那个 William 和那个 David 的观点我都同意。他们说有人挑战，我倒不挑战。我觉得那3个市场总结的非常好，拉丁美和墨西哥本土市场和美国市场，这都非常对。我觉得是没问题的。但这属于宏观的。作为企业呢，因为我是自己创业过来的，我觉得我要考虑更多的是微观问题。我认为什么适合企业适合去墨西哥呢？我认为过去就是以出口为主的公司，尤其是以美国为主要市场的公司，就特别适合去蒙特雷。去蒙特雷呢，大家不要把它想成一个就是非此即彼的这个方案，就是说我把中国公司关掉，然后去墨西哥全部搬到墨西哥去，不用这么想。就是说你中国公司该去怎么做，但是至少把一部分产能移过去。我觉得规避这种地缘冲突啊，然后呢为这个美国市场的，因为原来客户都在嘛，然后持续把它接住，我认为是一个非常好的一个，作为一个企业家来想啊，是一个非常好的一个选择，至少对你至少有现在整个包括西方国家也在这个叫做 supply chain 供应链多元化。我觉得实际上你们从供应链角来讲也要进行的这个多元化，就是说异地布局，尤其是墨西哥布局，尤其是过去以美国为主要市场的出口型公司，我认为这是一个非常现实的，而且在我看来是必须做的事情啊。谢谢大家，我这个比较微观啊。
好的，刚才呢这个杨总提到供应链啊，我想把这个稍微展开一点。其实呢，这个再讲讲这个墨西哥出口到美国最大的行业是什么呢？大家都关心汽车，我很理解啊。但实际上呢，墨西哥出口最大的这个行业是食品。我知道杨总投资了很多食品公司但因为每个行业不一样，我知道这个 William 投资过好几个金融方面的这个公司。我想我点这几个行业请2位选择你觉得合适的行业，你来点评一下。第一个就是这个食品行业是目前美国这个墨西哥出口到北美最大的一个行业。第二个是汽车，就是大家这个新闻上这个关注最多的这个行业，特别是汽车配件。这个汽车配件呢，实际上在墨西哥布局已经至少10几年了。很多包括美国的很多公司，福特啦、丰田啦，可能在很多年前都已经在墨西哥布局了。所以汽车产业链在墨西哥成型是一个非常非常确认的事情。只不过特斯拉的车还没开始制造嘛。所以我相信几年后可能这个汽车的这个出口比例、贸易比例里面会大幅增加。那么其他的行业，比如说这个金融行业，那么金融行业我知道 William 是这个专家了。那我在其他点拨2个行业，这个家电，还有这个电子行业，其实呢墨西哥的制造业也是非常非常发达，电子行业、汽车行业、食品都是墨西哥相当发达的。那我想请2位你自己选2个行业，选一个行业，你觉得你能够 comment， 特别我想大家问到这个刚才提到供应链这个事情，如何组织这个供应链机会在什么地方？
好，那我先说吧。我觉得汽车行业是一个亮点啊。当然可能我也本身会更熟悉一些啊。我1月份去了一趟墨西哥啊，其实拜访了大量的主机厂啊。有一个比较明显的一个现象是几乎所有的中国主机厂都在往墨西哥走啊，不一定往那边建厂啊。他会先从这个 dealer 这个出口的这个方式，对吧，在那边开 dealer shop，然后来建办公室。打响这个品牌的认知度啊，然后可能慢慢逐步在探索这个建厂的机会啊。第二个呢是特斯拉在蒙特雷落场。其实，在蒙特雷落场之前呢，大量的中国的特斯拉的供应商就已经正在往墨西哥走。所以我觉得就是整个行业的产业链现在它不是说某个供应商个体去往墨西哥探索，而是整个产业链本身在往墨西哥转移或者是探索啊。所以这个我觉得是一个很大的特色和亮点啊。另外呢，就是墨西哥1年的新车差不多140万到160万台啊。这里边在去年呢，中国的这个主机厂就中国车大概能占15%到20%的市场份额啊。那么我跟所有的这些主机厂聊下来，他们今年的这个预算在本地就墨西哥本地基本上都希望能 double 如果做5万台，他要做今年做10万台，做10万台今年也要做20万台 所以从这个角度来看呢，我觉得我们比较乐观的是，今年整个中国车在墨西哥的这个市场份额可能能占到30%甚至更高啊。且呢，从产品力量上来看呢，墨西哥现在整个主机厂的这个市场份额最大的还是日本车啊，像尼桑啊，像本田是它排名的前2名啊。但是从整个车的产品和车型来看呢，中国的这个车型产品力已经是远胜于、远优于这些传统的主机厂啊。所以我们觉得假以时日的话这个市场份额可能会更大一些。所以我觉得这个是一个很大的特色。那围绕这个的辐射的整个生态我们觉得是很有机会的啊。加上刚才那个 David 总提到嘛，对吧？这墨西哥本身的汽车工业是有基础的啊，它不像东南亚或者像其他国家，汽车工业是工业里边的我们说的这个皇冠上的明珠它不是那么容易能够一朝一日就打造出来的，对吧？所以这个我觉得是让墨西哥有一个比较强的这个优势啊。然后第2个行业，我可能想简单点评或者介绍一下这个金融服务行业。墨西哥金融服务行业是很大的产业。首先，拉美的整个银行业是全球的这个我们说 ROE 最高的一个这个地区就是 Return on Equity， 也就是说衡量一个银行的盈利能力的一个这个指标这个无论是巴西还是墨西哥，他们的 ROE 都长期的这个在15%以上这说明这是一个非常肥沃的一个市场但是呢，这个他们其实并没有把这个服务推向普罗大众，而只服务这个最头部的少数的一些这个我们说的精英阶层那这个现象其实在很早之前的美国，在2010年左右时候的中国，其实也是普遍存在的那金融科技和这个数字化其实是很大程度上改善了这个事情现在全球范围内一个比较大的这个主题叫做普惠金融，对吧？ Financial Inclusion那墨西哥跟拉美是最大的 Financial Inclusion 的市场就是所以这个也是我觉得数字化本身会有机会在那边发芽生长的一个很大的这个领域我们也在这里面做了一些这个布局然后持续的也会关注这个领域。好吧，我就分享以上2个这个行业，谢谢。
好，杨总。
我分享2个观点我只选一个行业。第一个观点就是说，说食品工业从墨西哥往美国的出口的那额度很大，但是呢，我这边做事就这样，一个是这个生意多大，一个是和你有什么关系。我认为中国在食品加工业上的优势，可能还不见得比墨西哥本地的食品加工企业强。这我自己的看法。就好像为什么我在美国，我用投机器人做中餐，做 burger， 就是国内肉夹馍，我不是管那皮是肉夹馍的皮，里面换成了鸡肉和牛肉，而不去做披萨。因为这种中餐肉夹馍的生意，就是我们自己就比本地做的要好的，就是这是一个是这个市场多大，第2个和你有什么关系。所以我认为食品不是一个好的选择。但是我什么选择呢？我认为小家电，因为当时小家电的产业链太完备，而且我们呢中国人对这小家电的研发能力非常强。这个我觉得墨西哥目前的这个底层 labor 可能就是劳工比中国比呢，我觉得可能不见得差，可能在我看来可能还要好一些，但是研发能力我觉得可能缺乏一些，这是我们的优势，叫优势互补。所以我记得当年在2011年吧，我在管360特供机的时候，那时候我记得当时在深圳据说是全世界95%的市场都是从深圳出去的。所以中国的小家电包括家电这种产业的配套，包括管理能力研发能力，这种这快速迭代能力都非常强。我觉得这个是有碾压优势的，就本地企业是没法和你去，就是说我们作为一个出海企业和本地企业去 PK，我们不管怎么说都是有劣势的，但这方面我们的优势是很强的。加上我建议大家要出海的话，不要这个单独出海，要组团出海，这叫群胆，这样的话可能形成更大的这种竞争这种优势。 所以我建议小家电。就是我其实给那个 Tolista 讲的原则是说，对于 Amazon 上面的哪个 category 卖得好，然后价格处于$10到$80之间的这种小商品，是一个主要的 target 市场。我认为这是一个在美国特别好做的事情，尤其从我墨西哥把中国这种生产组织能力，就转到墨西哥来，我觉得是有非常大的优势的。那这是我的观点，谢谢。
好的，好的，谢谢啊。其实呢，我被好几个朋友问到，这个就说呢，墨西哥像中国的什么时候？一个比较具体的问题就是说，特别是现在这个蒙特雷和中国当年的深圳有什么样的这个异同点啊？我个人一个观点，但是我先不说我的观点，我先听一下两位的观点，特别比较，你们觉得这个蒙特雷现在像中国的深圳的什么年代，有什么异同之处？然后呢，对于这个附带的问题就是说呢，因为这个年代嘛，那么对这个中国的企业想出海这些企业的话，这个蒙特雷或者墨西哥意味着什么？这个是一个自由发挥的题目啊，这个观点。
这是个很难回答问题啊。我觉得，从制造业的这个崛起上来看呢，它的这个产业带和深圳还是有比较大的这个区别的蒙特雷相对来讲还是在这个工业上面会更偏重一些，而且它也会更集中一些。但是从这种我们说这个产业集群的这个外延的这个潜力上面，我觉得会很像，对吧？其实深圳最早开始这个，我就深圳人啊，最早的时候深圳其实也是做一些小商品嘛，对吧？慢慢的是往产业链上游去来转移，对吧？现在我们看到大量的这些消费电子，对吧？然后机器人的这些产业在深圳一带去来落地啊，我觉得这可能也会是蒙特雷要经历的一个这个过程吧，对。但是这个我觉得很难去做一个 apple to apple 的一个这个比较，这是我的观点，谢谢。
杨总说说你的观点。
我觉得呢，我基本上同意威廉姆的观点，就是说这描述很准确很难，但我觉得可能我类比的话，蒙特伦更像东莞，深圳可能还不太像，因为深圳当时有好多对高端人才的吸引力，因为当时有个关口嘛，好多人把深圳当做半出国嘛，那时候中国对出国本身就是一个很向往的事情，至少那个年代，先不说出国干嘛，只要能到外面看一看，都觉得是很有诱惑力的。所以我觉得，为什么像东莞呢？我觉得刚开始深圳起步的时候呢，或者深圳早期，就说像小商品，它真正的投资人是港商和台商，而不是真的欧美企业。但是港商台商来的时候带着欧美订单的，就跟我们现在在国内带着美国订单到蒙特雷是一个道理。所以我就对按生产来讲的话，我觉得更像东莞，包括文化环境也像东莞。大家会觉得对这种生产的和这种密集型的企业可能会是一个比较好的机会，这是我的感觉。
好，那这个我插一下我的观点啊。我是看人口数据的啊。这个蒙特雷是几年前的，你现在查 Wikipedia，它实际上只有500多万人口，它实际上人口已经超过600万了。这是我去这个墨西哥拜访官方机构，他们告诉我的统计数字。他们认为就是说，他们官方的预测是30年，这个蒙特雷能到1000万人口。蒙特雷现在已经超过了这个整个墨西哥的第2大城市，瓜哈拉瓦就是以前的这个号称5年前那个地方号称墨西哥的硅谷那么其实呢这个我认为呢整个墨西哥就是蒙特雷最像的应当是深圳。为什么讲深圳呢？因为蒙特雷号称有这个蒙特雷的斯坦福就是 Tech Monterey 最优秀的私立大学，排一队的有这个几十个大学吧。这个它的教育非常发达。记住一点，它是整个拉丁美洲最富有、收入最高的城市。也就是说呢，我们讲就是说呢，当年大家都要去出海的时候，当年 是去深圳嘛。现在呢，这个墨西哥人除了想来美国的，都要去蒙特雷上的向往。这一点呢，我刚同意杨总那个观点，就是那关于这个带着订单过来，其实呢，这个蒙特雷一直是一个整个加州、德州、欧洲、日本、韩国中资都投资的一个企业，不仅仅是中资，中资只是去年第3季都成为第1名，在这之前一直是美资是第1名，然后是韩资是第2名。韩国的起亚汽车在蒙特雷一个非常非常大的一个这个工厂啊，它那边有一个大片，那边的这个韩国超市还有韩国餐馆目前比中餐发达。我插一句啊。中餐，刚才杨总说对食品加工行业不看好，我也不是食品加工行业的专家，我这个不敢随便发言。但是我讲一点有机会，中餐，这个我去跟那个前阵跟辉狼资本的合伙人他们几个聊，他们说哇，这个墨西哥中餐太贵了，不是一般的贵啊，只要做得好的这个茅台是多少，卖到这个1万个peso还是多少，反正是超级贵。他们说如果有这个整个特别是蒙特雷这边呢，这中餐就更少了。中餐在这个目前在墨西哥的整个餐饮体系里面，属于这个比较高端的这个饮食，做的人真的是太少。所以说我觉得这个不管这个食品加工有没有机会，我是个人觉得啊，这个包括我们辉然资本朋友说，在墨西哥做中餐还是这个挺有机会的。其实我抛一个话题啊，就是说刚才2位分析了几个行业啊，就是说汽车行业、电子行业、食品行业了。那我其实我讲就是这个华人消费行业，大家都知道这个在加州和纽约的朋友都知道这个大华啦，还有这个永和了这些超级连锁店，这个中文华人开的这个超市嘛，还有包括在德州还有韩国人超的亚洲超市叫 H Mart 也是非常非常发达。那这些在墨西哥都不存在。再讲就是讲当年淘金热的时候，除了淘金子之外嘛，还可以给淘金的卖水、卖汉堡包、卖牛仔裤也可以赚钱嘛。我觉得既然有这么多这个中国工厂到墨西哥来开工厂，那需要很多的服务啦、这个培训啦等等。刚才有观众问这个关于这个劳工政策的这个问题啊，劳工政策确实是有规定，必须先招募本地人，有一个比例，我忘了是10%还多少。这个外国人才能招多少是10%几的这个招，具体数字可能要查一下，但是有一定限制，就是不能随便招外地人。但是呢，墨西哥的移民政策很发达，这个墨西哥绿卡相对来讲是比较这个容易拿的，这个我去申请很容易，没问什么问题，他就批准了。我大概查了一下，这个好像中国的这个中产的资产几十万美金的资产，基本上就可以轻松移民这个墨西哥。当然网上有更正式的资料，我这是道听途说的啊。我觉得这个服务这些这个海外华人在墨西哥生活，墨西哥我再换一个角度来讲，就是墨西哥现在呢，这个大家移民到北美都要去北美嘛，要去加拿大啦、美国啦，这个有一些难度，也很些不适应。其实墨西哥呢就更舒服。这个呢回头可以再聊。其实呢，我想问一下，就是2位呢，下一个呢就是说呢，你们觉得就是中资虽然说过去1年在墨西哥爆发，特别在蒙特雷属于第1名，但是呢，毕竟过去10几年都是以美资、日资、韩资这个主导的。你们觉得中资的这个华人的资本会在墨西哥未来处于一个，特别是蒙特雷、新奥良州会有一个什么样的地位、影响力？你有没有什么想法？这个问题，我想这个要请 William 先回，因为你已经在那边投资了。
我们是这样子的，就是说呢，首先我们认为会有个趋势叫做 Global Chinese，OK，就是说它不应该是说这个所谓的中资华资而是说它是中国的 background 或者中国的 know how 或者中国的产业链然后你比如说像华为对吧，在墨西哥做得非常成功滴滴在墨西哥做得非常成功，但他们并不会时刻标榜自己是一个这个所谓的中资而是一个就大家会，我觉得就是说很多公司其实当时在美国以美元这个主导，对吧？然后去来我们叫 multinational corporation， 对吧？就是一种 MNCs他不会说把自己定义成是我具体是一个美国公司，或者我是一个英国公司我觉得这可能是未来很多中国企业的一个这个道路就是它会是一个跨区域发展的一个这个方式，它会在全球的各个的地区都有自己的这个企业，会有一批新的中国背景的跨国企业的出现所以这是我觉得我们一个大的这个逻辑判断和一个这个原则 那么回到 David 的这个问题呢，我觉得这里边儿，确实，因为它是所谓的像美国的后花园嘛，对吧？天然的这个镜啊，所以这个美资会占一定程度上主导啊。我们看到像日资，对吧，来的也很早啊，韩国啊也是有非常大的这个投资，啊，中资可能是在过去的2年开始啊，慢慢的出现。未来呢，我觉得这个其实会有一些不确定性在，对吧？第一呢，是我们现在也很关注，对吧？就是这个特朗普上台之后，或者说如果特朗普再次被 re-elect，对吧？这个会怎么样去来做一个这个在贸易上的一个这个政策的制定？我觉得这是有一定的这个不确定性因素的啊。然后第二个呢是所谓的这个 nearshoring 的一个这个进程，对吧？然后它会是一条线的这个往上，还是说它会也有一定程度上的这个波动，或者是这个 up and downs 啊？我觉得这个也不会说是一个因为我们做投资嘛，我们不会把任何一个假设的太极致啊，我们肯定都会去考虑到它的这个pros and cons，对吧？它的这个波动的这个风险啊，所以但是呢，我们说持金答辩，对吧？虽然会有非常大的这个不确定性的这个风险永远是存在的啊，但是那一条金是什么？那条金是我们认为就是说墨西哥本身的这个环境和它的这个制造业的本身能力，在现在整个这个国际的一个这个我们叫做区域化发展或者是这个分散化发展的这个大前提下是有绝对的竞争力的啊，我觉得这个大趋势很有可能会在未来5到10年内 hold for true 啊，那这个大趋势只要 hold for true 的话呢，我觉得无论是中资还是其他的这些资本的这个比例我们说的这个外资的这个投资会持续的保持一个这个上升的态势，对，这是我们的一个这个观点吧，谢谢。
杨总，
我对中资在蒙特勒持续的保持第一还是有信心的。当然，因为我这是投资个体户，是按自己感觉投资的，所以没有那么多。我原因有几个，第一个呢，我认为这个随着国际的产业链调整，地缘冲突呢不断的加剧，中资的就是说它的不像这个就是日本、欧洲，美国对墨西哥的投资，它没有新的动力，它过去怎么投还怎么投，但是中资不一样。我觉得中资过去呢，我们和中美这种经济互补造成的，我们这个和对美国经济的这种补充这种优势，这短期内很难被别人替代的。即使说特朗普用关税政策去遏制我们本土的一些产品，但是对这个华人群体掌握的这个产业链是很难，这改变太难谈了。这都是以5年、10年计的事情，不是说今天出个政策明天都变。所以我我觉得中资的非常好一个出口就是在墨西哥，在蒙特瑞，所以我对这个还是比较有信心的。我觉得明年还会增加，这是我的预估。
好的，刚才呢有位观众呢，其实问了好几个关于电商的问题啊。那我把这个观众飞鱼问的问题还挺细的，我就简单总结一下，他问了2个问题啊。第3个问题一会儿再问，就是说第一个就是电商，刚才呢好几个观众都提到，这个嘉宾也提到，制造业在蒙特雷非常非常发达，这个是所以是个共识。那么下一个问题就是说呢，那么非制造业，比如说这个电商行业在墨西哥的机会。那么刚才刚好，这个杨总也提到，就是说想让你旗下的公司来做一些这个电商，来帮助这个卖这个墨西哥产品的等等。那我再加一个问题，比如说美国的电商相对要比墨西哥发达一点，比如墨西哥的刚才的问题就是说，墨西哥电商值得不是投资？那我再加一个问题，就是说墨西哥这个美国的电商可不可以延伸到墨西哥，或者有一定的整合？这是第一个问题啊。第二个问题就是说呢，刚才 William 提到金融行业，就说呢这位观众问，就是说这个投资人这个对金融市场，就是说被投资人追捧的主要原因是什么？墨西哥的金融市场有什么这个优势？他还有一些具体问题，我们今天就不过了。好，这个你们2位自由发挥。要不杨？
那我要不先回答一下金融的这个问题吧，然后剩下的问题可能也这个了解的不多。 我觉得就是说他提到的，就是说刚才我记得就墨西哥的这个嘉宾也提到，就是说整个拉美或者墨西哥的这个叫做金融科技这个行业是在蓬勃发展的，这也是整个吸引我们说风险投资最多资金的一个这个行业啊。我觉得原因是这样子的，一个刚才我说的就是说这个墨西哥跟拉美的这个金融服务行业，它是特别头部集中的啊，就是可能前5到前10大银行占了80%到90%的市场份额啊。这个中国有上万家银行，但是墨西哥在去年其实只有不到500家银行。然后，而且中国的这个信用卡渗透率其实已经非常低了，可能在2010年的时候15%、20%左右，美国对吧？几乎每个人都有信用卡，但是在墨西哥1/10的是信用卡渗透率啊，对吧？所以这个是一个大概的这个框架，可以看到，就是这是一个未被满足的需求啊，导致了我们说金融的这个业务在这边有比较大的一个这个增长和一个这个前景，也是为什么就大家会来投资这个行业啊。第二个原因是因为刚才我说到了，就是金融科技这个行业呢，它相对来讲呢，它没有上流，没有物流，对吧？它是一个本质上是一个资金流和合约契约关系的一个比特化的一个事情啊，所以它比较容易就是率先的起量或者率先的增长起来但这并不代表其他行业没有机会，对吧？但恰恰这是其他行业的一些基础设施，对吧？我们说的移动支付也好，信贷服务也好，有了这些成熟了之后，会迸发出其他的一些这个行业的这个机会和这个增长啊，所以这是我们的一个观察吧谢谢。
好，那我就讲讲电商。有几个观点啊。第一个观点就是我在我的视频号里也讲过，就说我特别认可段永平的一句话，叫敢为天下后。我为什么要这时候说这句话呢？当时我说就小米做汽车，就人家做敢为天下后。目前电商在墨西哥本土的发展呢，目前我觉得还是不是中国企业机会，我还不是那么确定。为什么呢？有几个原因。电商的发展其实它不是一个单点的，是个网站建设，它是一个系统工程，有这个物流、infrastructure 基础基建，有仓储配套，有这种各种各样的集中在一块儿才能促进电。所以中国你看原来8848做那个电商的时候就没机会吗？等到电商尝出很多圈，包括那个当当做的时候，也电商机会不好，只有马云选了最佳的时机。正好跟着中国的基建啊、道路建设都完备的时候，所以我认为这个墨西哥电商第一个，我认为不确定性。第二个不确定性是什么意思呢？就是说，亚马逊这就在亚马逊的这个眼皮子底下，它能放过你，让你去成为一个新的地儿，和它挑战它嘛。当然，你墨西哥本地也有电商，我记得如果是外国电商的话，可能亚马逊也不会说就眼看着你去做，它什么都不干。所以我觉得。这个我觉得还是不敢轻易的决定说这个机会大的，所以我觉得，你有2个判断。我认为第一个判断就是先落脚，先站稳，再投下一步的发展，叫敢为天下后。而往往的一个行业最后做成的，绝对不是第一个和第二个，应该是第3、第4个第2步的人能把事做成无论是地上做维护的，对吧？你看原来做新浪。做门户，还有那个对吧？最后还是后来就腾讯啊什么阿里都很厉害，都第2波、第3波可能更能够获得后发优势。这是我习惯的做事方法。所以我觉得我还是建议电商的话，主要还是依靠亚马逊。我觉得是一个，即使在或者依靠墨西哥本地的电商，先做出来后再去找机会，是不是有更大的一个可能性？整合一些资源，有些拉美国家啊什么的。就跨国家去做一些用中国的资本和中国的经验，在拉美整个国家这个要做的话，不能只在一个国家内部做，是不是？做成一个整合方案，可能会有一些这个是一个竞争优势。我的大概观点这样，这还要具体根据时间发展。但第一步，仅靠本地电商和亚马逊绝对是一个不错的选择，这是我的观点。
好的，这个时间过得非常快啊！我先感谢一下2位，请2位稍微总结一下。在总结之前呢， 这个我先就是做这个宣布呢，我们会把这个 incMTY 联系方法发到这个我们的微信群里，大家有朋友需要的可以直接联系他们当然了，这个Monterey 这边的这个对还有就是说呢，这个创业邦呢也会支持大家这个出海墨西哥。那我呢在这个德州这个在 Austin， 我呢其实呢我这周很快就回去中国，北京、上海、深圳都会跑一趟。这个如果有兴趣这个出海墨西哥的话，这个欢迎这个来找我聊聊。那么先这样的说呢，我请这个我再做一个小广告，就是11月份 November， 就是11月份呢，我们这个邀请你们和这个来 Monterey 参加 incMTY 的这个 annual 它一个 exec event， 一会Ivonne会稍微介绍一下现在呢，我请这个杨总和 William， 你们非常简单的再总结一下你们对这个想出海到墨西哥的一个小小建议作为总结陈词，你结束好吧？接下来。
好的，谢谢。对我们的一个最切身实际的一个这个建议就是说，一定要做好本土化不要觉得这是一个就是我们不喜欢提一些什么叫降维打击或者是碾压这些词，我们一定要给予当地的这个文化、当地的所有的基础设施一定的这个尊重就是中国一定有我们自己的这个优势，我们中国的出海企业，但是本土化是非常非常重要的。然后 BI 资本其实也希望在这方面做一些这个努力和一些这个赋能和服务所以欢迎所有这些愿意去墨西哥、去拉美，对吧？然后蒙特雷出海去来做这个业务的这些企业家、创业者找到我们，我们可以来探讨这些事情，好吧？谢谢。
好，谢谢William，杨总。
我觉得过去长三角和珠三角的大部分企业家的主要财富积累来自于外贸。我觉得这种趋势呢，或者大家玩法呢，大家就习惯了。我觉得走出去是一个必须走的战略，而不是说是可选的。而且我基于就是 Monterey 的地理优势还有它的人口数量结构，我至少未来20年我非常看好 Monterey。再往后我不敢说，这是我的判断。谢谢大家。
好的，好的，那我们给这个杨总和 William 热烈的掌声，多谢，非常感谢这个多谢，谢谢两位。Okay, it's so far time flies. It's a wonderful event today. We are so great to work together with the incMTY team. You are wonderful hostess, and also you organize is amazing content today. Where's Jenny? Okay, so I'm gonna leave the stage to you, and Jenny do the final closing. By the way, the link you share with me, the team had posted on the WeChat group already, so the audience can contact you directly through the phone. Thank you, Ivonne. Oh, hey, Rogelio. Okay, so the final goodbye to everybody. So Ivonne, you take a lead.
Thank you so much, David. Rogelio, go ahead, please. Thank you so much. Great. Well, Jenny, I'm really want to thank the cyzone team, and of course our truly friend David Zhao and the distinguished speakers that made possible this event today. We are very grateful for all of you, and of course, thank you for all the audience to be here today with us. Yes, if you're interested in exploring opportunities in Nuevo León and Mexico, and also to consider attending the incMTY Summit that we want to hold in November of this year, or the incMTY Festival that we want to hold in March 2025, please fill out the form that the team of cyzone will share with all of you. And of course, a member of incMTY team will contact you shortly with all the information. So thank you so much. Have a great night in Mexico and a great day in China. Jenny, please go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Ivonne, and thanks, David. Thanks to all the speakers today bring us such a rich content. 大家好，我是来自创业邦的 Jenny。 那感谢各位演讲嘉宾发言的同时呢，我们也非常感谢墨西哥的 incMTY F50 Venture Capital 和我们一起组织的这场立足墨西哥出海北美市场，并且专注于蒙特雷投资的这场论坛活动。那这么多干货的内容呢，我相信直播间的朋友们也会通过今天的交流，对北美的市场、对墨西哥的市场都有深入的了解了。那我们今天的直播呢，吸引了几千人的观看，也让我们充分感受到了大家对墨西哥市场的热情，甚至对出海全球化的一个热情。那创业邦作为中国具有影响力的创投服务平台呢，我们也致力于提供包括创投资讯服务啊、数据研究啊和创新服务在内的全方位的链接。近期呢，我们也会启动2024出海墨西哥的白皮书、汽车供应链出海的榜单、出海服务商和渠道 link 等项目，希望能够帮助到企业获取一手的出海资讯，链接海外资源。那刚才David 和Ivonne都提到了这个 incMTY 的科创周，所以呢，我们接下来也会组织国内的考察团去墨西哥参加11月13号到14号的这个 incMTY 的科创周，到墨西哥呢进行实地的考察，与当地的企业呢能够进行面对面的交流。那感兴趣的朋友呢，也可以参与。那如果有些观众错过了前面的会议内容呢，不过没关系，我们今天的活动呢会在创业邦的视频号上，在 F50 YouTube 的平台上呢都会有回放。那最后呢，也向大家发出一个邀请，创业邦的自主品牌活动就是 Demo World 全球创新峰会，6月份呢会在中国的上海举办，期间的出海峰会呢，我们非常有可能会见到今天来自墨西哥的演讲嘉宾们，包括新来杭州的经济部长啊，包括这个 Dallas Capital 的创始人啊，有可能都会来到我们的活动现场，跟大家做一个交流。那也欢迎大家来参加。那最后呢，也非常感谢本次活动提供支持的所有伙伴们。然后也感谢我们所有坚持到现在还在线上的观众们的热情参与和你们的宝贵的意见，对我们来说呢都是非常有帮助的。那这个最后就是欢迎大家创业邦持续的来关注创业邦，让我们和您一起关注墨西哥，关注更多的出海的新的机遇。那如果是有兴趣的朋友呢，也可以通过我们这个社群的2维码扫码来加入我们的这个交流社群。我们所有的活动信息呢，都会在社群里面做一个统一的发放。另外在社群里面呢，我们也发出了一个表格，如果对墨西哥的感兴趣呢，我们也填写这个表格回复给我们，也非常感谢大家。好的，那今天的活动就到此结束。
好 ，Thank you so much。
谢谢大家，谢谢所有的嘉宾。好，再见。
Bye。
Bye。
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, Rogelio. Thank you, David.
Thank you，谢谢所有的观众。
Have a great day.
Bye bye。